Hi, I'm Kat Miller.
I'm Rosina Miller.
Welcome today to this very special episode of Passionate Living.
Isn't every episode special?
Did I say special a lot?
You do.
All right, I won't say special.
Okay.
All right. Welcome to this very normal episode of Passionate Living. But we have some very special guests for you today.
I'll take it.
We have Dr. Zach Bush, who is one of my personal heroes. I love this man. He's going to talk to us about our gut biome and a lot of amazing things, and just has the most beautiful insights of life. And he gives amazing hugs. And you know I'm all about the hugs.
I do.
Yeah.
And then we're going to a Drummers for Homeless event, which is for a really great cause. It was a lot of fun, and you'll love it.
And finally, we're going to meet the woman who started this company, Remedy. And, you know, remember those drinks I always get before I go into work?
Yeah.
The little maca ones, little green tea ones. I love them. And her story is just so much fun. You're going to enjoy it. So thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward to sharing this very normal episode of Passionate Living with you. So I'm here today with Will Schulmeister, and Will, what an amazing cause.
Oh yeah, thank you very much, and I'm so happy it's working out.
Oh yeah, tell me a little bit about the nonprofit and how you started it.
It's something I always wanted to do because, you know, I've been playing a long time, over 60 years.
Right.
And the audience, I always was enthralled by the audience. They always come to see us, they always were there. And I'm going, how cool. I go, there's got to be some way for us musicians to give back to the community.
Right.
Because they gave us so much, why don't we give back?
Right.
So after I retired from my full-time job at National Fuel,
Right.
I decided that I'm going to do it. You know,
That's wonderful.
And what I did is I got all the drummers together to start with.
Yeah.
And we collected diapers, underwear, socks,
Wow.
toiletries at our shows.
Robin, you were amazing on stage today, and what a great cause to play for, right?
I know, this is so amazing. I am so honored that Will asks me to sing and play for his charity fundraiser, Western New York Drummers for Homeless People. What an amazing cause. He does good for so many people that really, really need it. That's the name of the game.
It's true.
That is the name.
And thank you, because every time I hear you sing, my heart melts. You're just amazing.
Thank you.
Your voice is it's angelic.
Hey, thank you for wearing the earplugs.
Anytime, honey, but I didn't have them in.
Okay.
What happened was it started growing so much.
Right.
Other musicians wanted to be a part of it. So now I get bands, I get guitar players, I get singers, other than drummers, so now I got everybody. And it just keeps growing all the time.
Right.
And today, I mean, we're having our big event here, and I got 5 bands here, all volunteering their time.
Wow.
And it's I can't tell you how it makes me feel.
Wow, how beautiful that you had this idea.
Mm-hmm.
You had this amazing thought to help homeless people.
Mm-hmm.
And then you actually acted on it. You did it.
Yeah, I kept wanting to do it, and my wife Debbie, she says, you should do it. So I did.
That's great.
Yeah.
So she encouraged you to
She
follow your
encouraged
dream.
me, and she's my backbone here.
I could tell.
She is, yeah. She does a lot for us. She's our vice president.
Wow,
And
that's
she
wonderful.
does.
Now, Debbie, I heard that you are the vice president
Yes.
and the backbone, and you got him to actually step up and do this.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Somebody has to organize it. Take control. I'm in there
Of course,
working hard.
Leave
He's
it
out
to the
talking
woman.
to people.
Leave it
yes.
to the woman to be, organized
Exactly.
and everything in the background,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Tell me a
I
little
admit
bit
it.
about your experience with this.
We collect out a lot of socks, underwear, diapers, and monetary donations. So it takes a lot of, sorting it out and getting it to the places. And we load up my truck and we go from place to place. And I love taking this stuff to all the different places because it makes you feel so good to
That's
donate
right.
and give back.
That's wonderful. Now, when he had the idea, he said that you were who pushed him and said, just do it.
Yeah, because you're retired now, you have time. You know, this could be like your job, go do it. You have the time.
Yeah.
And so I help when I can, when I'm not working. And
It's great.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful because for anyone out there, you know, that has a project that you want to do, find an accountability partner. Find a friend, find somebody who wants to see you do the project. And that is a real help, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what pushed you over the edge.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah.
I needed her blessing to continue.
That's
well,
beautiful.
it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time, and you're not getting paid for it, so it's a lot of your own time. So
Yeah.
you have to be willing to put that time in and accept that it's going to take time.
Well, I know that the two of you are doing great work, and I'm just so proud of all the efforts you've done. It's just amazing. Thanks for everything you both do.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Talk pleasure.
Just a big mouth woman.
What would you tell somebody out there that has an idea that they want to do, a nonprofit, something to help people, and it's an idea that's in them, but they haven't acted on it? What would you tell them?
Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. Yep. Just act on your idea.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we all need help. We can't do it alone.
Beautiful. Oh, Will, I'm so grateful to you for letting me be a part of this today.
Oh, I'm so
coming
happy.
and
Yeah.
sharing the great work you're doing. And there's a website that people can go to donate, right?
Yeah, it's drumforthehomeless.com.
Okay.
Or they can go on the Facebook page, Western New York Drummers for Homeless People.
Beautiful.
And they can donate either place.
Beautiful. Oh, thank you. It's so great
Thank
to
you.
finally meet you.
Oh, thank you. You too, man. Thank
Great
you.
work. Great work.
Yes, ma'am. I think we can. What about a noise for Johnny Cash and Miss Juice Carter Cash? Would you please, everybody?
Our program is the newest and most innovative residency program in Western New York. We use all the latest technology available in dentistry, including cone beam CT X-rays, intraoral scanners, and mini dental implants. I look forward to welcoming you to the Shatkin Dental Health Center.
Thank you for doing that.
Very glad to be with you.
It's so great to be with you. You're such a light. And thank you for everything you've done through the whole pandemic to lift people's spirits and to be a voice of reason.
Appreciate it.
Talk about
Thank you.
our microbiome
Yes.
and about the viruses in general and how to deal with them. And how did you get into this world? Because our show is Passionate Living. So we highlight people that are using their passions to make a difference in the world around them. So we inspire other people to start doing that. How
My
did
path was long, winding, as all of ours are. You know,
Right.
so the meandering path that is life.
Right.
My path actually started in moving from engineering into medicine when I went to the Philippines and birthed babies with a group of international midwives there, and that just like kind of awoke my spirit. Really, I felt, you know, an excitement about, you know, my future as a 19, 20-year-old kid that I hadn't felt before, and so I kind of felt into that path towards medicine. Spent the next 17 years training in medicine and going through a number of subspecialties. Went into internal medicine and then endocrinology and metabolism and then hospice and palliative care. So a lot of extensive education throughout that time. I got interested in research during that endocrinology fellowship and started a line of interest and research in looking at vitamin A compounds to kill cancer, and that got me into nutrition. And as I started to realize that our chase or fight against cancer was really kind of maybe a broken paradigm, and in fact that prevention was inherent in the food that we could eat, that started shifting my worldview. So 2010 left University of Virginia and started my own nutrition center for reversing chronic disease through reconnecting people to food. And over those next couple of years was very dismayed and almost panicked over the fact that our healthiest foods, things like broccoli and cauliflower and kale, were actually making people more inflamed. And I couldn't figure that piece out for a year and a half or so. We dove into soil and nutrition science to try to find some answers as to why people could be getting worse on health food. And of course we uncovered two major obvious things perhaps. One is all of our food was carrying new chemicals in it that had never been there. And number two, those chemicals had removed all of the nutrients and medicines from those foods. So kale, Brussels sprouts, all these superpowered alkaloid centers were suddenly devoid of that. So that got us really working on understanding soil dynamics, and in researching soil, I came upon a family of molecules that looked a little bit like the chemotherapy I used to make. And so that moment of understanding that maybe there was actually medicine within soil was a big paradigm shift for us. So started a biotech company in 2012, Biomic Sciences, and we've been working on this interface between bacteria, fungi, and human cells and how they communicate. And we've been producing now since 2012 a line of supplements that help reconnect human biology to this microbial intelligence that lives within us and within our farm fields and within all of that. And with the success of that company, we've launched a nonprofit called Farmers Footprint that focuses on bringing awareness, education, innovation to the area of food systems and helping us imagine a regenerative future where food is actually good for people and the planet rather than extractive.
I think that's a huge piece of, I mean, obviously, keeping people from getting sick to begin with food, but also I think a lot of people get hopeless with the gut. And there is so much truth. It all starts in the gut.
Yes.
And, you know, I remember, God, my years when I was publishing Holistic Health Journal back in the 90s, and people like Leo Galland and Heidi Cass, who's standing here, and other MDs were talking about leaky gut and all of this stuff. And you felt like it was a long haul to get your health back, and a lot of people would get frustrated in getting the information out there to people. But you can heal the gut, you can heal the body, and it doesn't take forever.
No, it's a super dynamic system. It's actually the fastest healing system we really have. You know, every 3 days, the entire gut lining is brand new.
Wow.
And so there's this huge opportunity to regenerate this system that we call the gut. So the only reason that we are able to manifest chronic disease is because we keep imprinting the same injury upon that new gut every few days. And so with that, we can look like we have chronic autoimmune conditions or chronic gut problems or inflammatory bowel disease or whatever it is, when in fact that whole time that gut's brand new every 3 days and should be able of creating a whole new health. And so we have a way of, you know, bringing forward our patterns of behavior and, you know, our environment that went to cause that original injury. And therefore we think we have a chronic disease that's incurable. So we're now working at that, you know, foundational state of how do you get cells to communicate. And what turns out is the microbiome had already mastered long before multicellular organisms like humans came along. They had already mastered communication skills that allowed for biodiversity to occur. And so now that we're learned to extract that communication network and put it back into human systems, we are able to see the microbiome explode in diversity again in the gut. But as exciting as that, you actually see the human cells accelerate their regenerative capacity. And so there's this wonderful interplay between microbiome, communication, human resilience, and those three things are what we work on all the time in our lab now. And in our clinics, we get to see people heal, which is extraordinary. You know, the most disrupted bowels that we really have from a microbiome standpoint is also our autistic community.
Yeah.
And these children have devastated bowel microbiome and leaky gut, leaky brain, the whole thing. And so to be able to work with these populations and see resilience come back into their bodies is a really powerful message that healing is more powerful than the injuries we have learned to do.
That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, I always felt if you could break it, you can fix it.
Yeah, and in some ways the breaking is part of the fixing, interestingly. So the body is designed so that when we experience injury, we become stronger. It's only when we overwhelm our pathways of regeneration that we can get disorder or disease or dysfunction. And so really what we want is a life that challenges us to rise. And to do that, we need as many fruits, vegetables, alkaloids that we can. We need the sunshine. We need these things that we think of as being harmful are actually there to challenge us to greater heights. And so it's really by the diversity of life, the diversity of experience, the biodiversity of thoughts and ideas that you're exposed to. All of these things are part about human resilience. And so when we look at the cellular communication network between bacteria and human cells, it's fascinating. We see a secret of life there. But we also get to see the macro results of that is when people put their boundaries back together, they have a better sense of self. And when they have a better sense of self, they can align with their soul purpose, and they can find that excitement of being aligned with their dharma, their inner purpose, their inner vibration of here's my truth. And that gets really beautiful to witness in our journey over the 10 years of this product line. It's exciting to see people get better, but it's way more exciting for them to start to express their soul purpose.
That's beautiful. And that's one of the things that drives me nuts. You see somebody in a hospital, and you talk about cancer, and how that is something that you saw, the imbalance in how we treat. And the hospital, the foods, the jellos filled with dyes and sugars, and the vegetables overcooked, and we still haven't gotten that we can heal and nourish the body with good food, and just stop putting bad stuff into it is a great
start.
Great start.
Yeah. And if we take that example of the hospital, it's kind of blatantly obvious that we're doing the wrong thing there, but we're doing the same food literally in schools.
Yeah.
And so what are we doing for our children when we make them chemical filled and devoid of nutrients in their capacity to learn and create and be creative for the future that we always want? And in the same way, we do the same food exactly in prisons. And so do we really expect to help people rise out of poverty and broken social systems to reduce recidivism when we're feeding them this food? And the answer is it's possible. And maybe perhaps in some ways most tragically, it's the same food that we serve in nursing homes. And so if we have forgotten to respect our elders, and we isolate them away from family, and we isolate them away from real food, what are we saying about our value of human life? And so we need to re-envision a new healthcare system. We need to actually re-envision a new community, really. How do communities function? And why do we find our need to isolate kids in groups and put them away 8 hours a day with their peers instead of having multi-generational experiences? And then how do we do that to our elders?
Putting our elders in nursing homes.
Can we bring them back together, perhaps? Can we bring our children and elders back together so that we can pass wisdom on to one another and see a different future?
And that makes me feel better about my 90-year-old and 15-year-old niece that live with me now. We have a multi-generation.
That is a gift. And it takes no shortage of effort to achieve that. And human dynamics are human dynamics, so it's easy to wonder, are we doing the right thing? But it is the right thing. It enriches both lives so much. So,
if you could tell somebody out there right now who has a calling and they know it's inside of them, there's a passion in them, and they're not doing it, they're just stepping through that fear, that nervousness, that anxiousness, what's one thing you could tell them about that?
That's a good question. The excitement that I have in finding my own path over these years, and I think rediscovering it every day now, is that the path to alignment between your human body and the productivity that it would express and that soul purpose, which is always unfolding, by the way. Our soul purpose is always right. Our soul purpose is always on its journey. The journey is always perfect. The stress comes when we think that we're disconnected from that soul purpose, and then we struggle and we get afraid that we don't know what it is. You're already on your soul journey. You're already on your perfect soul path. And it may look traumatic, it may look lonely, it may look like all kinds of horrific traumas. That was your path to get you to this spot. And so surrendering, A, judgment on your own journey, B, letting go of the emotions that you put onto that journey and allowing yourself to be new today is really the beginning point of that reconciliation with self. And it's a remembering that you've always been connected to self that gets you that empowerment, I think, to go take that next step. And we need to start to let go of our sense of duty and responsibility and start to look for themes of joy, themes of pleasure. What brings light into your life? That's your path forward. And you will serve those around you much better when you're moving in joy and a sense of purpose than you will out of duty and responsibility. And so let go of duty and responsibility and surrender to the possibility that you already know your path, and that the next step is the obvious one that will be taken. And that what will unfold then is with each step you'll gain trust in the fact that you are you, and you always have been you, and you are perfect, and you are a miracle, and you are manifesting the future that you and your soul are in agreement should come forward for you. So I look forward to seeing what you all produce. I'm glad to be part of your human experiment. Glad to be alive right now.
I love you. You're amazing. Love you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Blessings. Experience Maribon, Western New York's first and only social club exclusively for seniors. Our members receive daily hot home-cooked meals prepared by our caring staff. And our exclusive stylist comes in weekly for members to get their hair done. Connecting with others is one of life's greatest gifts, and days spent at Maribon are fun for all of our members and comfort to their families. Call one of our directors to set up a private tour. We can't wait to meet you. I'm here with Cindy, who is the founder of Remedy, and I gotta tell you, when I'm feeling low energy, I'm on my way into the station, I either get the cacao or the matcha. I love Remedy. You do an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
How did you start this?
So it truly started out of my passion for health and wellness. I didn't expect it to be as big as we are today, but it is a testament to our products. My background is in nutrition. From early on, growing up, my father was diabetic, so I was able to make the connection between food and how it affects our bodies. And I personally live by using food as medicine. My medicine cabinet, it looks a little different from the average medicine cabinet. I use natural remedies for healing and prevention. I use natural remedies for my children, so any ailments, that's my go-to. Anywhere from oil of oregano, olive leaf tree, elderberry, maca, and that's what I live by. And I started creating these amazing shakes and wellness shots. It started with the shakes, actually. And I start with the best ingredients that I can source out there. Certified organic, we go above and beyond.
Oh my gosh.
We're certified organic, kosher, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free.
Oh my God. I did not realize you were that. Wow.
Yeah, and so that was the inspiration, using food as medicine and using natural remedies for healing and prevention. And then we get the most amazing emails, testimonials daily, people thanking us for having such an amazing clean product, for changing their lives.
And this is so healing for your body. I'm so glad you're here so I can thank you. I love this product. Yeah. Thank you for everything.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I love you.
Do you struggle with daily activities because of pain, anxiety, insomnia, or depression? Do you want to feel like yourself again without the side effects of prescription drugs? There's a fast, safe, and effective non-drug option available. Alpha-Stim is an FDA-cleared handheld medical device with no lasting side effects or risk of addiction, and it's proven effective by more than 140 independent clinical research studies over the past 40 years. Talk to your healthcare professional today about getting started with Alpha-Stim.
Chuck is an amazing person who lets us use his camera. Rifat's my amazing soul son who uses Chuck's camera.
Oh, here, take this. It's much easier to work with.
Oh, thank you.
I think you'll like it.
Chuck, where's your guitar going?
That's okay. You don't need it.
Okay.
Thank you.
He's stifling my creative spirit.
Someone had to.
Oh gosh. All right, fine. Be that way.
I am.
Well, I got some water out of it.
Hey,
I scored us some water.
You did.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today on Passionate Living. And we just want to remind you, in these summer months, drink more water.
Yeah.
Right, Rosina?
That's important.
Do you drink a lot of water?
No.
Who reminds you to drink water constantly?
You.
Yeah, all throughout the day and night.
Yeah.
But so drink more of this in the summertime months, but enjoy the sunshine.
Yeah, it's always important.
We want to invite you to come back and join us every week on Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m., Sundays at 11 a.m. on WBBZ, your true hometown station. And we're also available on our YouTube channel, Passionate Living TV. And on Thursday nights now at 8 p.m., we are simulcasting At the same time, we're airing on WBBZ for anyone out of town. We're simulcasting at 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel. And you can also go to our website, passionateliving.com. What do you think, Rosina? Is that like everything?
It is everything.
Everything that anyone could ever want to know about passionate living.
It's right there.
Ever.
Yes.
Oh, and we're going to start a newsletter. So remember to come to our website and sign up, put your email address in. We're not going to sell it to anybody or use it or abuse it. And we're not going to try and sell you anything. We're just going to send you a newsletter of our fun behind-the-scenes stories every week.
That's cool.
Yeah, Rifat's going to get all of the blackmail material of the things behind the scenes and put it up, I'm sure.
That's not good.
Yeah, I know,
I take
right?
it back.
I know. Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing you next week and every week on
Passionate Living.